For 3 decades, John Travolta and his late wife Kelly Preston called a luxurious Florida estate their home. The Saturday Night Fever actor still lives there at the Jumbo Lair Aviation Estate in Ocala, Florida, always posting glimpses into his private life on Instagram with his 2 children, Ella and Benjamin, and their cute dog Jinx. The 7,000 square foot residence is situated on a 9.5-acre estate with its own airport strip. According to reports, the airport can accommodate 2 planes and the runway is 7,500 feet long. The 550-acre development was created specifically for wealthier people who choose to travel in and out without having to use a public airport. The house was originally purchased for $3.5 million by Travolta and Preston. It contains a large toy room and a dining space with lovely artwork that leaves you with the impression of being in a high-end restaurant. The home has 5 suites, 5 baths, large living spaces, and a luxurious pool in the backyard. The residence also has a number of deck patios and features 2 kitchens, one for serious cooking and another for lighter stuff, which are surrounded by 3 separate eating rooms that split out from the kitchen, similar to those seen in famous hotels. John has hung beautiful artwork on the walls throughout the house. The living area, referred to as the Great Room, has enormous curving walls and floor-to-ceiling windows that allow spectacular views of the front yard and Travolta's famed Boeing 707 parked in plain sight. Crisp, low-slung couches and modern hollow-backed Italian chairs in calm aqua and chartreuse colors float beautifully throughout the Great Room. Getting a private jet parked outside your home is both financially and practically challenging for most people. John Travolta, on the other hand, is a multi-millionaire who loves planes and flying. It was always John's goal to have aircraft in his front yard, to be able to literally pull up to the house so that all you had to do to go to dinner was step out the door, climb on the jet, and whisk away. Inside the mansion, John's love for planes is clearly apparent, as he has small planes hung from the ceiling and placed on top of tables. There's also a personal control room and bed and breakfast chambers, where pilots and other guests, as well as prospective homeowners, can spend a night or 2. Oh, and did we forget to mention, 16 garages for his auto collection. John's love for aviation. If you had homes in California, Florida, and Maine, a large family, as well as a collection of relatives on the East Coast, in addition to work that required you to travel long distances, live on location, and return only on sporadic basis, you definitely want a fleet of private vehicles as transport. Travolta has this, except rather than a series of motorhomes, he owns a collection of planes. Travolta is known primarily as an actor, but he also has a pilot's license, which allows him to fly Boeing 707s and a variety of other aircraft. Since 2002, Travolta has been a Qantas Airlines ambassador. He spent decades working closely with the group, and he's very proud of it. He uses his piloting skills for both humanitarian and comedic purposes. Following the 2010 earthquake in Haiti, he flew the 707 into the crisis zone, delivering emergency equipment and transporting physicians. He traveled with Oprah Winfrey's whole studio audience to Australia during the last season of her show, taking the controls for part of the trip, which Winfrey financed. And even though Travolta owns a large number of jets, several stand out among them. Apart from the Boeing 707, he also operated a Challenger. The Boeing business jet that Travolta purchased about 20 years ago is the crown jewel in his set. It is valued at about $77 million, with a base price of $57 million and an extra $20 million for interior design and installation. The jet fuel range is said to be 6,000 miles, so Travolta could go long distances before refueling. The original plane is massive, with seating for up to 150 passengers. Travolta's version, on the other hand, never holds that many. The plane will only accommodate 15 people after being customized, which is more than enough for Travolta and his family. The actor designed the plane to have 2 bedrooms. Travolta no longer owns the jet though. It was recently donated to a museum. The Historical Aircraft Restoration Society now houses the plane, which is located at Albion Park Airport, a regional airport in Sydney. John once said, "I'm so in love with flying that I constructed my house adjacent to a runway so I could fly my aircraft directly to my front door." Ben is following in his father's footsteps, sharing the same passion for flying. It is questionable whether Ella enjoys flying as much as her brother and father do. While fame and fortune can shield you from many of life's pitfalls, they provide little security when it comes to grief and loss. And after a glittering career that includes a Golden Globe Award, 2 Oscar wins and a fortune valued at £150 million, Travolta has had more than his fair share of both. But, of course, there is no such thing as fair when it comes to losing loved ones. 7 months after the tragic death of his wife, Travolta has put his 20-bedroom main home on the market for $5 million. Kelly died tragically after a 2-year struggle with cancer, and the sale of their vacation home is sure to be emotional for John and his kids. I will be taking some time to be there for my children who have lost their mum, so excuse me in advance if you don't hear from us for a while. But please note that when we recover in the weeks and months ahead, I can feel your love, the Wild Hogs actor said, adding that he is now responsible for raising 2 children on his own. With that, we conclude our video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, then give it a thumbs up and ring the notification bell button for our latest updates. We would love to hear your feedback. Is there anything you want to share with us? Please feel free to mention it in the comment section. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.